first off, I'd like to acknowledge the tremendous effort and proactive measures that organizations have taken across the board when it comes to employee well-being, especially in response to the pandemic. Having said that, there are distinct differences in organizations who are more mature along the journey of well-being approach it versus others. These organizations, in my view, get these three things, and I mean really get these three things. One is it's not about work-life balance anymore. It's about work-life integration. Our homes are now our offices. Parents are having to straddle childcare along with work responsibilities. And an already worsening mental health crisis has reached alarming levels. At least 48% of your workforce today is facing burnout or some kind of stress, anxiety, depression, or mental health issue. And organizations who embrace the humanness of the association with employees intuitively know that it is an opportunity and also their responsibility to step in and play a more active role in the well-being of their employees. The second is how employees view their association with organizations is transforming. We move past the industrial ages where people chose jobs based on stability. 35% of the workforce is comprised of millennials today, and in 4 years, they will be a majority. The workforce of the 21st century is looking for quality of life. And so when they make their choices about their careers, they're looking for flexibility, purpose, and quality of life, and for organizations who can provide them this. Which brings me to the third point, that employee well-being is not a nice to have anymore. It's a strategic priority because it is core to attracting and retaining top talent. And that's why it's been cited as one of the top 3 priorities of organizations globally, as per a recent report by Deloitte. So how are these organizations approaching this? One is they're asking, how can we integrate employee well-being into the culture of the organization? Not just an initiative, but into the culture of the organization. 2, it's not about if, it's about how. Now, whether this is motivated by the need to have a vibrant workforce that comes in excited to give their best every day, or the simple mathematics of decreased absenteeism, increased productivity and creativity, they're asking how can we do this and are investing in it. And the third is they are willing to go through the process of arriving at the program that is right for their organization. Now, just like the culture of an organization is built over a period of time, whether it's excellence, innovation, inclusiveness, even the culture of well-being goes through a process of trial and improvement to finally arrive at what works best for your organization, what resonates with your audience. The idea is to aspire to a culture of well-being that is based on programming that is consistent, thought through, meaningful, and measurable to be able to have a lasting impact. So there is a backstory to this. About 2.5 years ago, I was hitting the gym 3+ times a week, all while taking care of a little child and not sleeping through the night. It was exhausting. And so I approached the gym and asked them, are there any restorative options you can offer up, like yoga? And of course, they couldn't. And I paid up my entire year's membership fee. And I thought to myself, well, so many people could be facing this. And when I spoke to people and I researched, there are 3 things about fitness that stood out. One is our fitness goals are always evolving. Today, my goal is to do a handstand. 6 months ago was to gain strength. Maybe all of 2019, I did yoga at least 6 times a week. And before that, it was just recovery. And it's true for most people because fitness is not a constant. It's constantly evolving because it's a function of so many factors like lifestyle, health status, energy levels, environment, goals, aspirations. And that's what we've also noticed about our members at Fitrific, that the ones who are able to stay the course of their health journey are also the ones who are constantly exploring and evolving. The second is fitness is holistic. So while it's great to exercise, the magic really happens when we are able to incorporate movement into our daily lives. We're able to fuel our bodies and we're able to have good mental health. It's all about finding balance. And the third aspect is a human connection. This is probably the most underrated and yet the most impactful piece of the puzzle, because when you find the right guidance to a teacher or a trainer or a coach or a nutritionist and the community that is supportive, where you feel like you belong, that's when you're able to sustain your health journey. And so, keeping this in mind, the Fitrific platform was set up where members can sign up for online, because convenience is such a necessity nowadays. So, online classes and consultations with experts across mindfulness, nutrition, and fitness. And while they get the guidance, whether it's posture correction, addressing health issues through nutrition and diets, or mindfulness, they can also find a community that supports them, that they resonate with, and is also as driven about health as they are. And so they can continue to explore and evolve, and hence the concept of one membership, infinite possibilities. And we're now taking our successful programming and our insights over to the corporate well-being space to help organizations embed well-being into the culture and DNA of the organization. And we've seen great traction, especially as we partner with rewards and recognition platforms like High Fives that help us take this vision forward. So historically, HR has been viewed as the team that manages personnel and also reduces the risk of the organization on some fronts. But as a result of the upheaval of 2020 and 2021, if I might call it so, is that HR has finally moved from the back room to the boardroom. Now, every discussion about growth, profitability, and innovation, and even market positioning now hinges around conversations about employee morale, engagement, mental health, change management, and of course, the new hybrid work environment, all of which are in the purview of HR. And as HR navigates this rapidly changing digital and workforce landscape, they're having to respond with agility to strategic priorities that include creating safe and adaptive work environments, managing the new hybrid workforce, with close to 60% of employees opting to work from home either partially or exclusively, the mental health adversity, so making resources available, taking measures to support well-being, and also having to cut down costs along the way, cross-skilling and upskilling employees, and of course, doing all of this while attracting and retaining top talent. And so my message to HR is this: this is your moment to shine. Never before has the unique position of the HR, which is to be the voice of the employee as well as the guardian of the vision of the enterprise, been recognized more than it has been done today. And you should use this to your strategic advantage. And by this, I mean keep your focus on long term goals. This is the time to lay down a solid foundation where employee well being is at the heart of the future of the enterprise. It is time to go beyond some of the measures that you took in the last couple of years, whether it is free COVID vaccinations or tests or health checkups and well-being programs, to really forming a holistic well-being program that takes into account the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of your employees. So take time to speak to experts to be able to arrive at a holistic program that is thought through, consistent, measurable, and impactful. Making employee well being a part of your DNA and culture is a huge undertaking, but I assure you, it's also a real game changer and can set your organization up for success in the future.